Salutations, everybody, and welcome to the CanUK Podcast. The podcast done by fans, for fans, of everything nerdy. I'm your host, Lord X, and I welcome you to the show this week. We have a ton to go over, so we'll keep the intro here for too long, but we have the games of the month, we have news stories, we have our question/topic of the week, our been playing, been watching, and maybe we've actually been reading something section, and so on and so forth. And joining me this week, he is now amiibo-less. It's Israel Pacheco.
You're damn right I'm amiibo-less. Get rid of those little bastards.
You kicked the habit. Good for you.
Yeah, I kicked the habit, yeah. That's right. I don't think I've been on here since I sold all that stuff.
No.
I think, yeah.
So how have you been, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Yeah, got rid of all that stuff. And, freed up some space. Feels good.
Always does. So yeah, we've got quite the show this week, and we're going to do the games of the month this week because, well, who knows if we'll be able to get a show out next week before the month's actually over.
It'd be funny. Come on April Fool's Day. They're gonna be like, what? They got an episode one up, 2 weeks consecutively in a row.
Oh man, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, games of April, and of course the dates and titles here probably will change for some of them.
Subject to change.
Yeah, without notice.
Yeah, this is a PlayStation podcast. They start making weird names and stuff like Sid does. Veeder. He calls it Veeder instead of the Vita. Very, very excited.
Oh, that was excellent.
We're going to get completely derailed.
Yeah. Alright, so let's talk about the games of April. The 2nd of April, we have War for the Overworld for Windows, Mac, and Linux. No idea what that is.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Alright, so let's move on to the next day. Probably the biggest day of April, to be honest.
Yeah.
We have Bastion getting its PlayStation 4 release. And I think the Vita version's coming later down the road. Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, releases on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Windows. And Etrian Mystery Dungeon for the 3DS comes out. So if you're not getting killed enough by Bloodborne at the moment, Dark Souls 2 is right around the corner to torture you again.
It's really weird timing for that. It's just 2 weeks after Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I know I'm going to be busy with Bloodborne because it looks like a long-ass game, so...
Yep.
And Dark Souls 2, it really depends, I guess, if I enjoy Bloodborne, if I'll pick up Dark Souls, but I've heard once you get used to, like, the new combat system and, like, the fast pace, it's kind of hard to go back, so...
Yeah, it's a different feel for both of them, as I'll talk about later, but... yeah, I'm kind of interested in Dark Souls 2 again. I hate myself because I never got that far on the PS3 version, so... Maybe later down the line I'll pick up the Xbox. Yeah, I'm going to pick it up on the Xbox version.
It's the ghost of Master Chief. He's infecting the podcast. And nobody gets that reference.
I'll pick it up on the PlayStation 4 version, which, from what I know, has gotten even more difficult because, for one thing, there's different enemy placement now. That's not so bad. But enemies will follow you a lot more, like they will actually go up ladders and shit after you now. So unrelenting in that way, and they can go through fog gates, so if you're thinking that you're escaping through a fog gate to fight a boss and you won't have to deal with like the 4 or 5 enemies following you, too bad, because they're going to come through as well and fight you during the boss battle.
Wow. That sounds like a pain in the ass.
Yep. Dark Souls, making your life more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Bastion, I am looking forward to on the PlayStation 4. I played a bit of the PC version, so...
I've never played that, so, but I don't think I'll pick it up right away. PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, that might be the same for me for that one.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's move on to the 8th, where we have bloodsports.tv for Windows. Sounds interesting.
That's a really weird name. I don't know if it has anything to do with that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Bloodsport, but
Maybe it's a crossover between
I don't know.
Bloodsport and
And TV.
Smash TV.
That'd be funny.
Alright, so moving on to the 10th, we have Xenoblade Chronicles 3D releasing for the new Nintendo 3DS. So if you want to play Xenoblade Chronicles, you do need a new 3DS for this one.
Wait, have you gotten a new 3DS yet?
Nope.
I don't remember if you...
No, I have not yet. But I have this game pre-ordered, though.
Okay.
Just given Nintendo's track record with, actually supplying these types of games, I'm going to pick it up early.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm really excited for that game. I never played it on the Wii, so I'm looking forward to playing it eventually on the new 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so moving on to the 14th, we have Age of Wonders 3 for Mac and Linux, Grand Theft Auto 5, if it doesn't get delayed again, for Windows, Knights of Pen and Paper 2 for Windows, iOS, and Android, Mortal Kombat X for Windows, PS4, Xbox One, iOS, and Android, and Titan Souls for the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. A good day.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat for me. Looks really good. And I really like the last one too, so definitely looking forward to playing this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll probably pick that up a little later down the line. Maybe over the summer when there probably won't be much to pick up.
Mm.
As for me, I'm interested in Titan Souls. It looks really fun. Like, it has that... I think it is a roguelike type game, but it's you against, like, giant enemies. It's all boss battles, kind of like Shadow of the Colossus. So,
yeah, and I can see by the name they're trying to get some of those Attack on Titans, Some of that name recognition, I guess.
Yeah, that or, the Souls name.
Yeah.
Notice how From Software hasn't sued them yet, like some other companies would.
Yeah, but that's...
Yep. Alright, so moving on to the 21st, we have Shovel Knight, releasing on PS3, PlayStation 4, and the Vita. I am really excited for this one.
I'm gonna get it on the Vita. Yeah, I never finished it on Wii U, to be honest, so I'll probably pick this version up.
Yep, I never finished it on PC either, so I'm definitely picking this one up on the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Shovel Knight deserves money, so it's getting more money.
Mm.
Alright, so on the 23rd, it may be out on early access right now, but Carmageddon Reincarnation gets its official Windows, Mac, and Linux release.
Sounds like a 90s game.
Yep, purely 90s.
It sounds like, I'm guessing, like something like Twisted Metal.
Sort of. It is, I think it's more of a straight-up racing game, but there's pedestrians which you can run over.
Oh, okay. Sounds great. Just run them over.
Yep, and you get points for it too, I do believe. Alright, so moving on to the 24th, we have Dungeons 2 for Windows and Mac, and Tropico 5 gets its PlayStation 4 release. Cool.
I've never played any of those games.
I think I
The
own
Tropico games.
I think I own a couple of them on PC, but haven't played them.
Aren't those like simulation games where you have like, I guess you oversee like island or something?
Yeah, you're running an island nation, kind of like Cuba-ish, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on to the 28th, we have State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition for the Xbox One. Hey, look, an exclusive for the Xbox One finally. And Omega Quintet for the PlayStation 4. Woo!
I don't know what that is. What's that game?
That is a idle simulator / JRPG.
It's not by NIS, is it?
Nope, it's from Idea Factory though, the same guys that do the Hyperdimension Neptunia games or help with them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's probably the only game I might buy this
Mm-hmm.
month. Well, April, I mean. And on the to-be-announced section, we have Hive Swap Act 1 for Windows, Mac, and Linux, Goat Simulator for the Xbox One and 360, Mighty Number 9 is supposed to come out on Windows, Mac, Linux, PS3,
Really?
PS4, PlayStation Vita, Wii U, 3DS, 360, and
Yeah,
the
that's
Xbox.
not that's not happening.
Oh.
'Cause that's gonna get delayed. Watch.
I'm guessing that as well. Or, they may pull a Telltale thing like, hey, guess what? It's out
I guess out
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah.
If it comes out this month, I may pick that up, though.
Yeah, I'd probably check it out if it's out.
Also, we have Queen at Arms for Windows. Was the Hourglass of Lipodaria? Jesus Christ.
Did there?
For Windows, and Galactic Civilizations 3 for Windows. So overall, April's not a bad month, but you can really see it calming down right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not too much on the horizon.
Okay, well, with the games of the month out of the way, just before we leave, I guess our biggest ones we're looking forward to are Mortal Kombat X, Xenoblade Chronicles, and Shovel Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Overall,
Yep.
Alright, so let's move into our news stories, and you've got our first one. What's the happy news?
Batman has been delayed. Yeah, basically, Rocksteady came out and said that Batman Arkham Knight is going to be delayed a few weeks.
When was I for delayed?
Rachel, where's Rachel? It's going to be coming out on June 23rd instead of its original June 2nd date.
Mm-hmm.
So just a few weeks, not too much of a big delay, but as 8 months wasn't enough, apparently, from, like October, November to June. But yeah, at this point, it's just, they need a little bit more polish on the game. And
Maybe they're giving Batman dynamic beard growth.
just like CD Projekt Red. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this game. So it sucks that I gotta wait a few more weeks, and I don't know if this, comes out at the same time as E3, because I think E3 is a little bit later this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure it's like that week or something, because I remember one of the guys from GT tweeted out going like, oh, Batman delay, that's not too bad, but now I have to review it during E3.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but this isn't a game that's going to get lost in the shuffle. It's got a huge audience, and it's, already an established franchise. It's not like a new IP's coming out,
no.
which would be stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't checked out the brand new trailer that they released for it, as, I guess the developers were like, oh, sorry, we delayed it. Here's a new trailer. But I'm kind of on media blackout at this point. I don't want to see anything else. I'm pretty much sold on the game, so.
Yep, same here. I'm fine with the delay, too. If it means good things, good. Let them have the extra little bit of polish for it. It worked for The Last of Us. It can work for Batman.
Yeah. So, yeah, my voice cracked. Just the ghost of Master Chief. But yeah, I don't know. At first I was kind of mad, but it's only a few weeks. It's just one of those games I already want to play. Like I was expecting to play it last year, and I just hope there isn't a further delay to like August or something.
Yeah, it could always be worse. I'm
Yeah.
kind of happy with the new June 23rd release date. It's a day before my birthday, so I know what I'll be doing then on my birthday this year.
Treat yourself to Batman.
I'm chicka wow wow, I think. Alright, so moving on with our stories, speaking of The Last of Us, much of The Last of Us multiplayer team is back for Uncharted 4. So, looks like Uncharted 4 is getting multiplayer.
Yeah, that's not really a big surprise.
No.
Because it's been there since the second game, and it's pretty fun multiplayer.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it in 2. I thought 3 they definitely improved on it, and I played a lot of the multiplayer for 3 actually.
hmm
Played like the beta. Remember they had that promotion with Subway at the time.
Oh, yeah.
They had like the beta codes on the cups and stuff, and then they had like the Fat Drake for like what was it? It was like Thanksgiving or Christmas that year or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun multiplayer, so definitely looking forward to this. But this game has been delayed now, so
Mm.
looking forward to playing it in a year.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna be a long wait.
Totally called that, though.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, and The Last of Us, that had really good multiplayer as well, so I'm
I
sure they're
still
going to...
haven't played that multiplayer. I need to check that out, especially now that this ain't coming out for another year. It gives me time to check out the multiplayer on the remastered version at least.
hmm Yep. Alright, so you want to take away with our next story, which is kind of two in
Oh
one.
yeah, this is big news.
hmm
Surprising news, to be honest, coming from Nintendo and a brand new partnership with this company called DNA, which is a mobile, developer in Japan at least,
hmm
and they're known for, using a lot of third-party IPs and then being rather successful with them in the mobile space.
hmm
So Nintendo has partnered with them, and they're going to be developing games for mobile devices. And not only mobile devices, but they're also going to be creating what looks to be like the successor to Club Nintendo
hmm
and some sort of like Nintendo ecosystem is what I'll call it because we don't know what it is at this point. If it's like a unified account system, if
Finally.
it's that would be good if we finally get that across several devices. So your Wii U, 3DS, smartphone, tablet, PC, and a brand new Nintendo hardware device, which is codename NX at this point. And we don't know much about that.
hmm
Pretty much Iwata, announced it because he wanted to let the Nintendo fans know that they're still, bringing out hardware, that they're not completely focusing on mobile gaming. Like they're still going to be bringing out hardware. We don't know if it's a handheld. We don't know if it's a console. We don't know if it's a tablet. Like it could be that hybrid console that everybody wants at this point,
hmm
which kind of sounds like where they're going, especially after they took their handheld teams and their, console teams and they brought them together. When was that? Sometime last year, wasn't that?
I think
That
so,
they
yeah.
announced that the teams weren't split up anymore. So that's exciting news. We won't hear anything about it until 2016. So I'm sure the reveal will be like sometime around E3, and then the device will release most likely in 2017
hmm
at the soonest, because the Wii U is still on the market,
Yep.
and that came out 3 years. It'll be at the end of this year, so at least another 2 years for the Wii U on the market. So I don't think they want to, upset their fan base and release a new piece of hardware this soon.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, well, they said they're going to talk about it next year, so...
Yeah, so I'm sure they'll talk about it, and then like how they did with the Wii U, that they talked
hmm
about it one year, and then the following year they did the whole reveal, and then
It released in
it
the fall.
released in the fall. So yeah, it'll be like we won't see this for at least another 2 years, in my opinion, 2.5 years.
Yeah. Makes you wonder if they did see, like, the value of the Wii U, like how it's not doing so well for them. So
Yeah,
maybe they're trying to push this ahead a little bit further now.
it sucks that the Wii U's doing so bad, to be
hmm
honest.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Wii U and the Vita are like at the same amount of sales. They're somewhere around 10 million maybe.
hmm
So, it sucks because the Wii U has a lot of great games, but it really just didn't catch on. All the people who picked up an original Wii pretty much just went MIA when it came to the Wii U. So they definitely need a focus on their marketing this time around and creating a clear message of what their console is. Because at
Yep.
this point, they still haven't shown anything mind-blowing with the gamepad.
Mm-hmm.
They got the amiibos now that use the gamepad, but you could do that with a little portal like Skylanders does it. So
Yep. Yeah.
it is an essential. In hindsight, being 2020, the gamepad wasn't really needed.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo Land works great, but besides that, yeah, it wasn't really needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully they take, like, cues from Sony, at least, on how to market this next system.
Yeah.
Because if they do well, they could really push this system far.
Mm-hmm.
But if they go, like, the way Microsoft went with revealing their system, yeah, it would take a lot more work for them to build back up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you, I'm excited. I'm even excited for the mobile games. I mean, they said they're not porting over anything directly, but
Yeah.
if we're getting like Nintendo-themed mobile games, that actually perks my interest quite a bit.
That would be cool. I was talking to a buddy of mine about what games would work best on mobile, and I was talking to him about Pikmin since it's like a pseudo real-time strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
And using the touchscreen, I think that would work well. Like some Pikmin mini games.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
Advance
pretty
Wars
cool.
would be cool.
Yeah, that would work also. I know a lot of people saying F-Zero, but I don't really like motion controls with a gyro sensor on mobile phones.
Not unless it's going to be just like swipe left or right to move.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'm optimistic. I know a lot of people are pretty negative on this. They're like, oh, Nintendo's dying, and blah, 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 blah. Like they have to do this. If not, they are gonna die.
Yeah.
They need a what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
They need their next Super Nintendo is what they need.
yeah, they need to move forward. They need to catch up with the times,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
which is unfortunate because you don't see people saying Microsoft and Sony should be doing mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Vita's doing bad, but you don't see nobody. Oh, we need an Xbox handheld, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a Nintendo double standard. But
Yep. All right. So, yep, big news there. I'm sure we could talk a lot more about
yeah,
this. There's a whole podcast involved for this. If you want to see a whole podcast involved about that, check out IGN's Nintendo podcast. They did a great job onto it. Alright, so let's move into our gaming speed round. Just a bunch of news here I'll rattle off and we can talk about some of them. New Guitar Hero for Xbox One and PS4 is rumoredly on the way. Predator has been confirmed for Mortal Kombat X in the DLC pack. Mewtwo coming soon to Smash, says Sakurai. And finally, Twitch Plays Pokemon has captured all 151 Pokemon and defeated Professor Oak in a final battle. I had to include that.
Yeah, the head-scratching news in this is Guitar Hero. Like Rock Band and Guitar Hero coming back on the market. That's confusing to me. If both are on the market, like, I don't know. I'd rather just have one of those on the market, like Rock Band or Guitar Hero, but I'm not interested in that personally. Like they killed the franchise. They're trying to come back now and do what they should have done initially, but they got greedy. Now they're going to use Rock Band, from what I've heard, as a service. So you buy the game and then you just get DLC packs as the months go by.
Yep.
Before they were releasing several games in a year. Well, at least Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Rock Band stuck to just Rock Band, and then
Rock Band 2.
Beatles Rock Band was really good. I got to give them credit because that was amazing. So it was really more Guitar Hero who killed it, because they did like Guitar Hero Green Day, Guitar Hero Metallica, Guitar Hero Van Halen, Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3, World Tour, Kids, Disney, like Lego, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I
crazy.
just find it weird that we get the announcement of Rock Band 4 coming, and then like the following week, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Guitar Hero's coming too. Don't forget about Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know how that's going to turn out, especially when you got so much crap in the retail space already. Talking about like Amiibos, Skylanders, and Disney Infinity
Mm-hmm.
taking up so much space. Are retailers really going to want to have more of these guitars and drum sets? And I don't know if they want to go through that again.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. Yep. How do you feel about Predator coming into Mortal Kombat, by the way?
I think that's pretty cool. They've done, some crazy characters in the past, like Freddy Krueger and Kratos
Mm-hmm.
on the last version. So I'll probably be one to pick up like the DLC, like the season pass or whatever the hell they're gonna call it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm really looking forward to it. And at this point, there's really no other fighting games
Mm-hmm.
for me. Street Fighter 5 doesn't come out till sometime next year. I don't have an Xbox One anymore, so I'm not playing Killer Instinct. And Tekken, I don't know when the new one comes out, so it's kind of open season for Mortal Kombat at this point in terms of getting my attention. So
Cool. Cool. Yeah. I'm interested to see who the console exclusive characters are going to be as well, because I'm pretty sure Ed Boon has confirmed that there will be.
really, I didn't hear about that.
I'm pretty sure he mentioned that at one point, so maybe it's a car from Forza for the Xbox One version.
It's Banjo.
Oh.
Oh man.
All right, let's dive into our movie and TV news, which is basically all Marvel this week, because DC hasn't like really said anything. You've got our first one here. What's happening?
Yeah, so supposedly there is a directors now for Avengers Infinity Wars Parts 1 and 2, and they are the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony Russo, which I'm personally not familiar with any other work at this point. I don't know what other
Captain
films
America.
they did. The second one, Winter
Yep.
Soldier.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still haven't seen that, and I know you're gonna kill me, but I still haven't seen Guardians. I know you get assassinated now. Um, but yeah, there's already a bunch of films on the docket, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how this turns out. So from what I heard, Winter Soldier was one of the best Marvel movies. So if they're at the helm for this, that's gonna be a good movie.
Yep. Yeah, they're probably. I'm sure, like, well, Josh Whedon's not writing, directing it, but I'm sure he'll still be helping out in some way. Probably as an executive producer.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think this is awesome that Marvel would get these two to do it. Winter Soldier, as you said, was one of the best Marvel movies out there, and they're doing Civil War. That's going to be out next year, so yeah, I think this is the perfect choice for Marvel to get these two to help direct the next two Avengers movies.
Hmm. Yeah, it makes sense to keep up the quality of the films because they're doing really good for Disney.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and also in the Marvel camp, going with our next news story, it's being reported that Marvel is looking towards teenagers for the next Spider-Man movie, or well, Spider-Man in general. And reports are indicating that 16-year-old Matthias Ward has auditioned for the role. Trying to find his actual film credits here.
Mhm.
Ward has previously had roles in Weeds and the miniseries Hostages. So, yeah. And they're saying too, it may put to rest the rumors saying that the Marvel version of Spider-Man would be Miles Morales.
Oh, okay. So they're going with Peter then.
Yep,
Peter Parker.
looks like
Okay.
it, yeah. So yeah,
Okay,
going
that makes
for
sense.
a real young Spider-Man, which is cool.
So they're gonna go back to high school then.
Yep.
Okay.
And, well, I think I read somewhere else, too, that it's possible that solo movies are going to be called Spectacular Spider-Man, so maybe there's a chance, hope, that it may be a little more in relation to the Spectacular Spider-Man TV series. I hope.
Maybe.
That series was awesome, and if they went with a story route like that, it would be really good, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense, too. I mean, they're going young. They want somebody there for, quite a while. Have him grow up, basically, on screen, I guess.
Yeah.
And if they get somebody 16 years old, they can probably lock him into a 10-year contract. 10
Yeah,
movie
pretty
contract.
much. They could do several movies. They could do at least 3 movies over a 10-year period.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe sooner than that, if
Yep.
it's every 2 years. But
Well, there'd be the 2 Avengers movies he would be in for sure. Civil War, and I think they're doing it. Yeah, I think we talked about on previous podcasts saying that there's going to be a trilogy of the new Spider-Man movies, so there's 3 more right there.
Mm.
So yeah, who knows? That'd be cool though. Alright, and speaking of people in Marvel roles.
Marvel roles, yeah. So Jennifer Lawrence has her sexy ass has confirmed that she's going to be playing Mystique for the last time in the upcoming X-Men Age of Apocalypse movie. It's going to be the last time she's going to be playing Mystique. Which kind of sucks because I like to see her in blue, but it's not really dirty.
Nothing but boo.
But yeah, we'll see what they do moving forward. I don't know if they're gonna kill off the character or they're just gonna get some other actress to play her moving forward, or maybe
just recast.
Her contractual obligations at this point are over. So
you never know; they may be able to get her back, but her movie profile now is like skyrocketed. So
yeah, especially after like
the
Hunger Games, American Hustle, like. Was that what it was called? Yeah, American Hustle. Yeah, she's been in a lot of movies lately, so we'll see how that, what they decide to do with the character after she's gone.
Yep. Oh, well. Alright, so it's time for our TV and movie speed round. So, this week we have The X-Files Revival is officially ordered for a 6-episode season. Captain Marvel already casted. Cameo in the near future, perhaps. Game of Thrones TV series will spoil the book's ending. Captain America Civil War starts shooting in April. The Big Bang Theory's Jim Parsons wants to play the Riddler. And Oscar Isaac will be back for Star Wars Episode 8.
Who is Oscar Isaac? Is he the one playing one of the characters in Episode 7?
Yep. In that teaser trailer, remember the...
Was he the Stormtrooper?
Nope. He was the pilot in the... X-Wing or Y-Wing.
Oh, an X-Wing? Okay.
Yeah, you know that one shot where you see inside the cockpit in that one pilot? That's him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's also playing Apocalypse, I do believe.
Interesting.
So a bit of interesting news there. The X-Files coming back.
Yeah. Is this going to be something like on Netflix? Did Netflix buy the rights, or is it going to be on Fox?
It's on Fox.
Huh. Are they going to use the original cast members? Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
Scully is coming back.
Huh. I never really watched that series when I was young. I was, aware of it because it was huge at the time in the 90s. But I think I watched a few episodes here and there, and I was kind of creeped out.
Yeah, same boat with me. Never a fan of
and I just never really watched it. Yeah, let's see. Game of Thrones spoiling the book's ending. What does that mean exactly? Like, what's his face is still writing the books, and the last book is going to be spoiled in the TV series? Is that what it is?
Yeah, essentially. From the story I read, it was that the ones doing the show, they know how the books are going to end because George has told them.
Yeah,
and
he just hasn't written them out completely.
Yeah, he still has he's working on book 6 right now, I want to say. But yeah, he's got 7 and 8 left to do as well, which may never get written anyway because George R. R. Martin's old and fat. So.
Wiener.
But so the show is going to go towards that exact same ending.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's going to be different ways getting there, but essentially the show is going to end before the books are written, no doubt about it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wiener.
Now, I don't know about you, but I like the idea of Jim Parsons playing the Riddler.
That'd be interesting. I'd like to see that. I don't know if they're ever gonna bring the character back on the big screen.
You never
Um,
know.
the Riddler, especially now in the new universe that they're building after Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still wondering how that's gonna turn out.
We are.
Yeah, so we'll see. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think
I
he
think
could play a good,
he could
creepy Riddler.
I think he could pull it off, especially like knowing how he does the character of Sheldon,
Mm-hmm.
like his OCD nature, and
Mm-hmm.
he can do all that smart talk. So I think he could pull it off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, that does it for our news this week.
Yeah.
So we have our topic of the week. Uh,
Now it's dead, so we can steal it. They don't need it anymore. They got a whole new Beyond. We can steal it. Top.
Oh, fuck.
You gotta wait till the end of the show to Andrew Goldfarb or this. I've been playing games.
Oh, dear God. This was a segment that me and James introduced last week. We introduced it as the question of the week, but I figured topic of the week is probably a little more appropriate.
Yeah, what you guys talk about last week? I missed the episode.
Jesus, what was... VR! Because
I did video, the virtual reality. I saw like the image of it.
Mm-hmm.
EA or Nick.
Mm-hmm. That was the one, yeah. We decided to talk about that because GDC had a lot introduced more, so it felt like a good time. But our topic of the week this week is remakes and remasters.
Yeah, we're getting a lot.
Yeah, God of War 3 just got announced for PS4. Well, we've had The Last of Us. We had Borderlands, the Handsome Collection came out today.
DMC just came out. Dark Souls 2 is coming out.
Yep. So there are a ton. So the things we're going to go over here, like, are we getting too many? Are there actually good reasons for them? Maybe there are some games we want to see get remastered that haven't been yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts on remakes and remasters?
Yeah, I think we are getting a lot, but it doesn't bother me because it's like a double-edged, I don't know if it's a double-edged sword or if that's even the right terminology I'm using. But what I mean is that there's some remakes that I'm like, oh, we don't need that. And then I see something that I want. I'm like, okay, I'll have it. Like, okay, like if we don't need that, well, I just won't buy it, and it's fine with me. I'm sure it'll have an audience for it. Overall, we are getting a lot of them, and I see a lot of people getting frustrated, especially with Sony, that we're not seeing stuff from the first-party studios, and we're seeing a lot of remakes in the meantime, which, of course, we've seen The Last of Us remastered at this point. God of War 3 remastered just got announced over this past weekend, which happened to be the 10th anniversary of the original God of War, which is crazy. That's been around for 10 years. But yeah, it kind of left me scratching my head. Like I was on the PS4 on YouTube and just, looking at my subscription box and I saw that pop up and I was like, God of War 3 Master. I was like, what? And then I watched and I'm like, okay, this pretty much confirms that they're doing a God of War 4. Because if they want to get people who weren't, PlayStation gamers last generation familiar with the character of Kratos, and they're definitely working on a God of War 4 at this point. They pretty much just spoiled it for everybody.
Didn't they confirm that a while ago, though? That they were working
I don't think they never really confirmed it, as far as I know. I know they were working on a new IP, and that got canceled. So it seems like they're back to God of War. which I'm picking up because I love God of War, and I'll get those 1080p's and 60 frames per second. Like I'm definitely picking that up. I think at $40 it isn't too bad, but maybe it should be like 30.
And now you can actually remote play to your Vita, and you can actually have a good God of War to play on your Vita.
That's a damn true story right there, man. And in terms of the good reasons for them, I guess, to get fans familiar with a certain franchise, if they're doing something with it, moving into this generation, like it makes sense with The Last of Us. It was one of the games that a lot of people missed on the PlayStation if they didn't own a PS3. If you had a PS3, then you most likely played it.
Exactly, yeah.
But God of War 3, I'm sure they're going to be making a God of War 4 now. There's other franchises that maybe they didn't sell so well last time around, like DMC, for example, or Metro. Those franchises didn't really sell that well. So it gives like a new audience to those people who might be looking for something to play. Maybe they missed it last time around. And it's good to fill up gaps. Like them releasing God of War Remastered in July is perfect timing because there's nothing else out. And they did the same thing last year.
And it's going to be a budget title too. So.
Yeah, they did the same thing last year with The Last of Us Remastered. I know a lot of people are complaining that they're not getting God of War Ascension in the package, but it doesn't make sense because God of War Ascension is a prequel. It's actually the first of the games, if I'm not mistaken, in the timeline.
I think so, yeah.
So why would you put that with God of War 3? It would just confuse people. So you put out God of War 3 and then get people familiar with the story and the ending of that and move into God of War 4.
Exactly. So, and if they want to play Ascension, there's PlayStation Now.
Yeah, exactly. And some people were even complaining because I was looking at the blog posts. Man, there's some assholes in the comment section there, like just complaining, like, oh, work on a new game and all this stuff. Like, you don't have to buy it. Like, you don't have to buy it. And some people were complaining, well, God of War 2 and 1 weren't, because those were PS2 games that were redone in HD on PS3. Like, it doesn't make sense for them to put that in the packaging because it's just going to be another upscaled game. So I don't know. Maybe they could have. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they could have did like the God of War trilogy, but then people would ask, "Why? Where's God of War Ascension? Where's Ghost of Sparta?" And I think they didn't do that because they just didn't want to do like a whole collection. Because if they put like 1 and 2, then people will be like, "Oh, where's Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus and where's Ascension?" So
yeah, it's just basically just give us another Sega release.
Yeah, and God of War 3 is really good. So it's my favorite in the franchise. So I'll definitely be rebuying that.
Yeah, I probably will give in as well. I saw the pre-order thing on the store earlier. I think it was only $40 there, which is unusual because it's supposed to be $49.99 for us Canadians because we get fucked over by our dollar. But yeah, I'm with you though. I like the idea of remakes and remasters. Hell, I just look over at my game shelf right now and I see The Last of Us. I see Metro Redux. I have the Sly collection over there twice. Grand Theft Auto 5. The Hyperdimension Neptunia games. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because every time I hear about a new one, I just think of Colin. I'm like, he's somewhere pissed off because you know how he hates these. So I'm just expecting him to talk about it on like their games cast sometime soon and be like, what the hell, not another one. But yeah, I don't mind it.
So here comes the question though. Are there any games you want to see get remasters or HD upgrades to?
Yeah, I got a few. The first one that comes to mind is Super Mario Sunshine. I really want to see that game like get a remaster on the Wii U. Because for one, it was a game that a lot of people crapped on, and it was actually a really good Mario game. I really enjoyed it back when I played it on the GameCube, and I think it would upscale really well, just like the Wind Waker did. Like they already have the software from what I've heard. They already built that engine of upscaling GameCube games when they did it with Wind Waker. So they could do it for Super Mario Sunshine, and that hold us over for maybe another 3D Mario game in the meantime. But that's one for me. You have anyone?
Yep. Oh fuck! It was at the top of my head too. Um. God damn it! The Lost Vikings. Yes, that was the one that was in my head.
Hmm.
Because well, they're getting put into the new MOBA game being done by Blizzard, but I want to see
Hmm.
that brought back in some way, even if it's like the originals and they release them on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, even the Wii U eShop, really. I think that
Yeah.
would be cool. Those were really fun games back in the day, and I'd like
Hmm.
to see them brought back. And
Hmm.
like you said with Sunshine, I think they can be upgraded just enough to work, and people are in love with the retro style right now, so it's easy.
Yeah, another one I have is pretty obvious. And I'm sure this is going to happen, especially with the delay.
Hmm.
Some sort of Uncharted collection for the fall, like an Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 remastered.
Hmm.
I think that's pretty much guaranteed at this point that we're going to get that this holiday season,
Hmm.
which I will buy immediately.
Speaking of trilogies, another one I'd like to see, the Resistance trilogy, I think would be another great one.
Hmm. Yeah, I need to play through the last game. I played through the first two and the PSP game,
Hmm.
but I never played through the third one.
Yeah, I haven't
It
either.
just came out in a weird time.
Hmm.
Kind of got like missed and lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. I know I had another one. I was thinking of some other.
Well,
Like,
another one for me is Final Fantasy 12. I think that would be great.
yeah, I think it would upscale well. I'm interested to see what because I was reading on like the Final Fantasy 10 and 10.2 PS4 version, and I was reading some details on it, and they were saying that they were not only like how they did on the PS3 and Vita versions that they upgraded like the character models for the main cast.
Hmm.
Like they were supposedly for like the enemies in the world, they were doing the same thing on the PS4 version, which
Hmm.
has me kind of interested to see how it actually turns out. But one game that I don't know if this is ever gonna happen, but Shenmue, like I know Sega said, like a representative for them said that Shenmue 1 and 2, they had HD versions ready to go, but they just never came out.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but it seems that series is dead at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes! Barack! Lesnar!
Oh, people are not going to get that.
Yeah, like random ass,
Yeah,
random ass comments in our little chat section here.
yeah.
Oh my god. You have any other remakes that you can think of?
Um,
I
I
gotta
wouldn't
play
mind
this.
seeing some other JRPGs come back. I mean, hell, I'd play South Park again, to be honest. Quick, stop, for
No,
copyright!
the copyright.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, little copy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some, like, JRPGs get upgraded over. The Tales series, Exilia 1 and 2 would be awesome, I think. And, oh, God, from the PlayStation 2, give us Dark Cloud 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 4.
Mhm.
I would pay so much
I
for
never
that.
played those games. I completely missed a boat on those. I remember seeing the cover art for the original. I'm like, what is this, Zelda? And I think that was a reaction from a lot of people. It kind of turned them off. But I never played them, but I've heard great things about them.
Hmm. I wouldn't also mind to see Valkyria Chronicles get brought over as well.
That would look great with the cell shaded art style.
Hmm.
I know there's some like other game that I'm thinking. I can't think of it. I'm looking through my game collection.
Even if they brought uh, Valkyria Chronicles over to the Vita and upgraded the other two to the Vita as well, that'd be awesome. Because we never got the third one over here in North America.
I'm trying to think of like my favorite collections or like, like favorite franchises. trying to think. Like, they've already done God of War. I already mentioned Uncharted. What else? Looking through my game collection. Not because just getting into discussion of like new games and franchises, but that's a completely different story. Let's see. Yeah, looking Wii U, PS3. Looking through my PS2 collection now to see if there's anything. Yeah, nothing else comes to mind at this point
Mm-hmm.
in terms of remakes and remasters.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like them. They're good. And sure, we can get some overused ones sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The day that Duke Nukem Forever gets ported up to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, that's when we can complain and say, no! Even
I'd
though
buy
I like
that
that game.
I like that game. I'll buy it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yes. Remakes, remasters, there's good, there's bad. But in the end, there's nothing really wrong with them because some people miss them and would like to play them.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we're gonna see more by the end of the year.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
that Batman rumored one. I don't know if you saw that.
I
Like
did, yeah.
Arkham City, Arkham Asylum
Not gonna
rumor.
lie, I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, rumored. There's a lot of games that I could see coming over
Mm-hmm.
from last generation.
Yep. Alright, so with that, it's time to dive into our been playing, been watching, and maybe we've been reading something section. And I'm pretty sure both of us have a lot on our been playing.
Yeah.
Because I played a lot this past weekend. You haven't been on in 3 weeks now, so...
Yeah, so played a lot, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess I'll kick it off with two games that are just, quick hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart 8, I played a little bit more just because I bought a new TV and I wanted to see how it looked. And then I played a little bit of Donkey Kong Country, and now my alarm is going off, which is fantastic. That's included for no extra charge. It's right to censor. They're coming back.
That Master Chief Ghost again, I tell you.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But yeah, Donkey Kong Country, one of my favorite games growing up. I downloaded it a while ago when it came out on the Wii U Virtual Console, finally. It was like one of those cheap upgrades because I already owned it on the Wii. I think I had to pay like $1 or $2 for the upgrade. But yeah, those are two quick ones out the way that I don't have to talk too much because they're, games that I've spoken about before.
For me, two have been DuckTales remastered on the PlayStation 3. Hey, look, another remaster. I honestly don't know why I started playing this. I loaded up my PS3 for some reason. It was for the dollar sale that came over the weekend. It was like, yeah, DuckTales, I still have that on here. Okay, I'll play a little bit of that. So I ended up doing that, and I've been playing some Minecraft on the Vita. I finally got the Adventurer trophy, so I have 2 more trophies left on the Vita version to get that platinum, so slowly working towards those 2. One, I need to get somebody else with a Vita and Minecraft to play with me so I can throw a diamond at them. And boom, platinum trophy.
Yeah, I'll help you out with that if you need some help.
Did you get Minecraft on the Vita?
Yeah, I have it on PS4, PS3, and Vita.
Oh, sweet. Jesus.
So if you need help with any of those trophies, I could help you out.
Awesome. All right, yeah, and I've been working towards I think it's spend 100 days in Minecraft, so it equals out to about 30 hours you have to play in order to get that trophy. So slowly every night now I've been like just dabbling a little bit into Minecraft, building up stuff.
Nice.
Yep. Well, that's 2 out of the way for me.
So, fanboy alert, the next games are going to be all PlayStation.
Well, the alarm went off a little too soon.
Yeah, they went too early. They fucked up my gimmick. But, speaking of that sale that they had over the weekend, I finally picked up Jurassic Park, the Telltale game, on the PlayStation 3. It was 80 cents. Um, yeah, this
Not too
is
great, eh?
I got through episode 1 and episode 2, and I had 2 episodes left, 3 and 4, because they weren't that long when Telltale was making these.
Hmm.
And I love Jurassic Park. It's my favorite movie of all time. I could say that definitively, even if it's, it isn't like a Citizen Kane or some great, like, film like that. It's Jurassic Park. This is
Hmm.
my favorite movie. So I played through it, and there was some cool stuff in it. There was some cool set pieces with the dinosaurs. But overall, it was just very poorly made. Like, this is before, obviously, they did The Walking Dead. At this point, I think they had just done Back to the Future, and then they did Jurassic Park, and I don't know how the hell they got the license for The Walking Dead after doing this, because man, there's some terrible voice acting, there's some terrible like glitches, frame rate issues, like it it's some really bad controls, like some really random ass quick time events. It's just bad. And then I wanted to get through it just because I love Jurassic Park, and there was some, funny references to the original film,
Hmm.
and this takes place alongside the original film when they're, trying to leave the island at the end of the movie. And I got to episode 3 and it just froze on me, and I was like, okay, I'm tapping out. I'm not playing this because the game just literally froze. I had to go to my PS3 and shut it off and then restart it because my controller wouldn't even go to like
Oh.
the cross media bar. It just completely froze. So, yeah, I don't think I would be finishing this, to be honest. So I only paid 80 cents, so I got some enjoyment out of that. 2
Mhm.
episodes worth of enjoyment. It was some really, really bad acting and shit, but overall, there was some cool ideas, and you could see where they were going, especially after playing, like, The Walking Dead.
Mhm.
I think that's where they kind of refined the formula and kind of understood what they were doing once they got to that point.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just, yeah, it's disappointing. I just really want a really good Jurassic Park game. I'm sure the Lego one is going to be good,
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
but yeah, that's another one for me.
Alright, well, next up on my list here of games I never really dove into much, but played also on the dollar sale, Mega Man X4. Decided to pick that up, downloaded it, played for a little bit. I was a big fan of the X games. The first couple anyway on the Super Nintendo. I don't think I ever did play the ones on PlayStation.
Hmm.
So, a little bit of a new experience for me. Dove into that for a little bit, but yeah, it was fun. And I mean, got it for 94 cents, I think it was. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, so it pretty much plays like the other.
Hmm. Like classic Mega Man, which is great. Get ready for
Sweet.
Mega number 9.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah, what else I got here on my list? I still got several games to go through. Um, I guess I'll get to this one next. And that is Hotline Miami 2 on
woo!
PS4, which is the version I decided to play. And I'm happy I did, because whenever you, you kill somebody, there's like the vibration on the controller, and it feels so damn good. And you don't get that on the Vita, so I'm so happy.
Mhm.
And man, is this game good. Like,
Mhm.
I pretty much could have sat down and just ran through it, but I'm really piecemealing it at a time because it's so good. Like, the music, the soundtrack is, like, if you thought the first one was good, this one is freaking crazy.
Mhm.
The atmosphere they create with the new soundtrack. And then the graphics are so, that old school 8-bit style, but it's even bloodier. You have some new move sets. You have some new weapons. Like, it's just so crazy. I think it's harder from the start than like the original Hotline Miami.
Yeah, it is.
It felt harder because I remember playing like the intro to the game. I was like, man, this is hard. But it's a good hard. It's like that sounds so sexual, but yeah, it's so good. I highly recommend anybody who's on the fence about this, like pick up Hotline Miami 2. Like right now, the gameplay is super rock solid. Like all the little things that they've added, all the little tweaks and balances and additions, and the story is pretty like crazy too. Like it's kind of hard to follow to be honest, but I like where they're going with it.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it feels a lot more solid than the first one.
yeah, I don't know how far you're into it because I think I saw this on your list, but
Yep.
there's like this one section which I think was the last level that I did was in like a police station. I don't know if you got that far.
Where you're escaping?
Yeah, where you
Yeah, yeah.
get
I
locked
think that was the
up.
last one I did.
Oh, I love that level. Like, and then like the phone rings and he just goes fucking crazy. Like I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, because the police officer was like, there is no phone. What are you talking about? And then he turns around, the phone rings, and you kill his ass. It's so fucking great.
Hmm.
Oh man, I love this game. But yeah, highly recommended.
Yep. I agree with you because, like you just said, it is on my list too. I've been playing a lot of it. And yeah, they did not skip out on the difficulty this time around. They assume you played the first game because they toss you right into the fire.
Are you playing it on Vita or PS4?
PS4.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, because that. Yeah, I was debating. I played like maybe the intro on Vita. I was like, oh, let me try it on PS4.
Hmm.
And then once I got the vibration off the controller and DualShock 4 just feels so damn good. I was like, yeah, I'm not putting this on Vita. And it's, on the big screen. And the soundtrack is like pumping. Oh, man. I really wish they would release those soundtracks like on physical CDs. I would buy them.
Yep. You can get the vinyl.
Oh, yeah. That like crazy special edition, right?
Yep. I
It's
think
pretty
they
cool.
sell the vinyl separately too. Could be wrong, but
Nice. So listen to that. Ryan Clements.
oh my gosh. Yeah, that game is awesome. Right now it's probably my favorite game of the year that I've played a lot of.
Yeah, it's up there for me, and I haven't even gotten that, too far into it. Like we've played a pretty good portion, but I'm sure there's still like maybe we've played like a third, I
I
want to
think
say.
so, yeah.
So there's still, some more levels to go. Man, it's really good. It's up there in terms of like the best stuff that I've played. I'm with you.
Alright, well, the next, or back to you actually, because that was mine
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
So yeah, speaking of another really good game, I went back and finished up Infamous Second Son. I
Yay!
had never finished it. I don't know why. I looked back in my save file, and the last time I played it was last September. So
Wow.
it's been a while. I guess I started it. I want to say I started it sometime in August
Hmm.
or early September, and I got sidetracked with something at the time. I don't know. Oh, Destiny, I want to say, because yeah, Destiny came out in September.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to say Destiny. So I probably got sidetracked with Destiny, but man, it's really good. Like, I've played, some of the other Infamous games, and I never really got into it. This was like the one, I guess, that got me into the series,
Hmm.
even if the story's a little bit cheesy. Uh, but it's a good cheesy. It's like a fun game. It isn't like you're not expecting The Last of Us out of this or The Walking Dead in terms of its narrative, but it's very fun and the mechanics are really solid. Last I played, I had gotten up to the point where you got like the what is it, the neon power, and then when I went and finished it up yesterday, I played it for a few hours, and I got like the what is it, like TV, or is it like the satellite signal power? What do they call it? I think it's the TV power or something like that.
Yeah, it's the TV power.
And then you get like the rock power towards the end that you get from Augustine. But I really like the TV power because I really like the wings that you get to like traverse the city.
Hmm.
At first, I like thought the neon was my favorite, and I think the TV power might be my favorite. But it's just a really fun game. The world is really really pretty. It's really pretty game, especially the particle effects. Like that's something that the game does really good, especially that last boss battle. Like the particle effects on that was driving me nuts. Like I was like, wow, this is like really impressive. Like that last boss battle, Augustine. It took a while, and she kind of whipped my ass a few times until I got the hang of it because it takes a while to get her health down,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you get those things thrown at you that you gotta access to the new powers, the power cells or whatever the hell they call it. But yeah, it was really fun. I might go back and do some of the side stuff every now and then. I'm definitely interested in Infamous First Light. I definitely want to play that now. I'll probably download it later today and play it sometime. But yeah, really fun game, gorgeous game, fun, controls and powers. I'm looking forward to see what they do with the Infamous series moving forward. If they're going to keep Delsin or if they're going to create a new character. But it was a fun game. Like it isn't. I don't think it might be the best PS4 game. But it's up there. It's one of the best games on the system. I know a lot of people were down on it too, and they were saying it was a disappointment, but I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was one of my favorite games of last year.
Mm-hmm.
The next one up for me is, well, we finally got the release of Tales from the Borderlands Episode 2 last week. Played through that,
Mm-hmm.
and, oh, man.
Oh, I did. I hopped in one of
Yeah, you
your
did.
live streams. Yeah.
Yeah, the episode was so good. So funny. Oh, hopefully we won't be waiting another 4 months for the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, quite happy with that. Quite happy with the progression in the story that they did. If you love the first episode, I'd highly recommend playing the second one. It's good.
Yeah. I haven't played that at all. Any of the episodes. I've been debating whether or not to get the Handsome Collection
Hmm.
on PS4. I'm probably gonna wait though because I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's gonna get his like PS4 like sometime in summer. So I was
Hmm.
like, yeah, I'll just wait till then and then we could play it co-op because he said he played the pre-sequel on PS3 and it was kind of challenging for him. So he said it'd be like perfect to play it in co-op.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I think eventually I'll pick it up as well.
I'll probably wait till the price drop because I had bought that game already. Like I bought it on 360 and I didn't really play it. I bought it on Vita. It was a travesty. I'm
I,
sure I'll enjoy it on PS4, but
I can't say much. I bought it on PC. I bought it, I think, well, it was discounted at the time. I think I paid $30 for it on PC, maybe less. Yeah, well, it was way less. I think I paid like $15 for it.
yeah.
I bought the collector's edition on PlayStation 3, so I paid $150 for it there.
Oh, you got the loot chest one?
I got the loot chest one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. So yeah, I can wait as well, but I do want to pick it up, especially with all the DLC included for both games. Yeah, that's value right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so back to you.
So yeah, another game I have here is a DMC Definitive Edition. I picked that up, I think on the week of its release, and I've been slowly getting through it. It's not too long of a game, but I just haven't like sat down and just ran through it. I think I'm halfway through it. I think I'm like on mission 11, and I think there's like 20.
Hmm.
So it's really fun. I like the new Dante. I don't have issues like other people had, with the reboot of the character. I found it funny as hell in the beginning where they took a shot to the old Dante and like that piece of I think it was like I don't know, was it like string or like a broom or something falls on his head and he looks like Dante and then he's like, not in a million years, and he fucking throws it off. And that intro where he's like going through his trailer and like he's like naked but they keep blocking his like dick with like pizza and soda. It's cool, man. I'm digging it. It's like really cheesy story and over the top, but the combat is really, really good and really complex, honestly. Like you have all these different weapons. Of course, you got Ebony and Ivory, his pistols, and you got like the sword. I forgot what they called it. And you have like all these other like you have like the angel powers and then like the demon powers, and then you get some powers from the different bosses that you fight. It's like a really complex fighting system, to be honest, and I'm really impressed with it so far. The only issue that I got, I thought some of the earlier boss battles, they could have been a little bit more difficult, and they could have been like a little more complex, like leveled. Maybe some like God of War, like those boss battles have like different levels to them, like the different stages. That's what I mean. Um, and the first one being like right at the beginning of the game with that giant creature in the pier, and then later on you fight the succubus, which that one was it was a little more complex, and then after that you fight the guy that's like a ripoff of what's his name, Bill O'Reilly, which was one of the last things I did. And man, that boss battle was really cool. I was trying to figure out how to beat him. I kept dying, and then I looked it up that you had to like step on these certain plates, like punch down with one of your powers and then knock him out. That was really fun. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Highly recommend it if you guys are looking for something to play and you're looking for that, hack and slash action game fix. Definitely pick up DMC, especially now since they re-released it. It's got all the DLC. It's 1080p running at 60 frames a second, which really helps because it's super smooth in terms of the combat system. So yeah, definitely highly recommended.
Cool. Glad to hear that it's doing well.
Hmm.
The next game for me, oddly enough, another remaster. We picked the right topic of the week. I know that right now.
Yeah.
I haven't played much of it yet, but that's the Final Fantasy Type 0 HD.
Hmm.
It's not your childhood Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, it starts off brutally violent. Like, it earns its M rating with the opening cutscene.
Hmm.
Lots of people dying around you, or dying around a character that you see. Then you see that character die while he's resting up against his chocobo, who's also dying.
Wow. Killing the chocobos.
Yeah, well, Chocobo comes in at one point, saves him. Chocobo's covered in blood at this point. Then, like, the two
Wow.
at the end, they're resting, and at first, he's kind of at peace. He's just talking with the Chocobo, making fun of it, saying, like, I always thought your name was weird and whatnot. And it cuts away for a moment, but then cuts back to them, and he's just about to die, and he, like, screams out like he doesn't want to die just yet, and the Chocobo screeches out in pain one last time. It's like,
Hmm.
wow! Like, that was emotionally brutal. Gameplay itself, it's fun. Like many have said, the camera absolutely sucks in the game, but the gameplay itself is actually pretty damn good. It's different, I'll give it that, but I'm enjoying it. But I haven't gotten far yet. However, going with this Final Fantasy trend,
Yes.
I did
Yes, I want to hear this.
play the Final Fantasy 15 episode that's included with the game. For
How is it?
a while now, I've kind of lost my soul when it came to Final Fantasy. 13
Say it.
really crushed me, but after playing 15, I believe in Final Fantasy again. 'Cause,
Nice.
oh my god, the game looks beautiful. Like, the first time you actually see, like, the area that you're going to be exploring, it's like, wow! Like, it's massively open, and so many places you can actually go to in the demo itself, which is cool. The combat reminds me a lot of Kingdom Hearts, so that alone is a big plus for me.
That's
more
pretty cool.
action-oriented, but at the same time, you've got to be wary of, like, using potions and what moves you're doing, so it really brings back the choice of the older games. To compare to past Final Fantasies, it's more like 12 than anything else, so yeah, the combat is excellent, looks gorgeous. The story in the demo is pretty cool. They're basically just trying to get money to repair their car that's broken down.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go kill this behemoth. You track it down, and you pretty much get your ass handed to you the first time you go there. You have to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a quest which leads you to a cave, and that's where you get the summon that's included in the demo. It's Ramu, the old man with a beard. Now, I know you may be thinking, like, oh, just Ramu. Probably you just see, like, a little thunderbolt or something get fly out. No. This is God of War scale they went with the summons in this game. You
Really?
summon Ramu, he is massive in size. I think I tweeted a picture of it at one point. But Ramu, he picks up your character, and the character Noctis is about the size of his pinky finger. Like, he picks you
Wow.
up in his hand, he's massive, and he summons forth the Judgment Bolt, which comes down onto the enemy, and it's basically like a nuke going off. The entire area is, like, changed while this is happening, and after the summon is done, like, you see the area just recovering from the damage that has just happened. And you get to turn around, and Ramu is just, like, standing there, and he eventually just fades away, and it's epic in scale. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm excited now. I'm actually really excited for Final
Damn.
Fantasy again, which I haven't been in the longest time.
Hmm. That's great to hear.
Yep, so, I mean, Type 0 is worth it alone to pick up and play that demo. Like, I would have paid $30 for Final Fantasy 15 demo.
Yeah. I was talking about that with my friend, and especially with all the people selling their codes on eBay.
Hmm.
I was like, Square could have pulled a Konami and like how they did with Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes and just released this and called it a prologue
Hmm.
to Final Fantasy 15 and release it for maybe $20. You know, I would have bought it because I want to play this damn demo.
Hmm.
But and I'm looking at the prices on eBay right now, and they're all going around 30 to $40 just for the demo,
Hmm.
which is pretty freaking ridiculous.
I'd recommend just picking up Type 0, though, because you get a full feature game
Yeah.
along with a great
You know what?
demo.
I think I am gonna do that. I think I am gonna do that just for the fucking demo. But one thing I heard, one complaint was since it's that action base,
Hmm.
maybe some of the battles are kind of overwhelming with how many enemies you have on screen at once. Did you find any issues with that?
Um, Not really, but I can see where some people are coming from. There's one enemy type it's kind of like a buffalo type creature in the area.
Hmm.
They're peaceful if you just walk by them, but if you attack one, the full herd will come in at you. So,
Oh shit.
yeah, I can see where some people were, like, dissing it for that reason. But no, I didn't really feel that way.
Okay. Damn it, I really want to check this out. And I'm not even into Final Fantasy, but the new one has me like so intrigued just because of the combat, because it looks like, it looks like an action game.
Hmm.
It does with like the RPG elements, which,
And they're doing a new thing with the leveling up system too. Like, when you fight a battle, you don't level up right after. You
mhm.
you get your experience points, but you can't cash them in. There's a
Yeah.
day-night cycle, so when it gets close to night, or you can do it at any time, but once it gets to nighttime, you can actually rest up at, like, certain campsites,
Mhm.
and then your XP cashes in, and you level up from what you've earned in that day. And depending on what enemies you fought, you will get certain items, and there's a chef in your group, and he can actually, like, cook you up a meal, and you'll get, like, certain bonuses for the next day, like stronger attack or better defense, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And if you don't
Yeah.
collect anything from enemies, you get toast. Just charred toast.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it definitely has me interested, man.
Hmm.
So, yeah, moving on to my last and final game here, and that is the original Jack and Daxter. on the PlayStation 3, the HD collection.
Again, good week for topic of the week.
Another remaster remake. But yeah, I missed the Jack and Daxter series during the PS2 console generation for whatever reason, which I'm pretty much kicking myself over now that I'm actually playing it.
Don't feel too bad. I did as well.
But yeah, it wasn't until I moved to Florida and I saw my brother playing like, the original Jack and Jack 2 that it got me intrigued. And I picked up Jack 2 and I played very little of it. It's like one of those games that I picked up and just never really played through. And then Jack 3, I never played at all. Same thing with the original or the racing game also. So yeah, I started this up. I just wanted to finally go back and play it, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm probably like 2/3 of the way through. I think I got like 50 something or 60 something of what is it that you collect? It isn't not the precursor orbs, because those are like the currency in the game. It's like I don't know. It's like these spheres that you collect pretty much from different like locations. But I think it's really cool that it's kind of semi-open world. Like all the different locations are interconnected, and it reminds me a lot of like Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie in that there's like different tasks for each location in the game, and depending on the task, like either you have to bring a certain amount of precursor orbs to a certain character and trade them for one of these spheres. I'm forgetting the name of them, but or you have to like put something back together. But it's just really fun. Like I really like it. It's like something that if I would have played during the PS2 generation, it would have been one of my favorite platformers, and that's why I'm kicking myself that I never got to it until now. And I'm definitely looking forward to playing through Jack 2 and 3 once I get finished with the first game. I'm not playing it too quick. It's one of those games that I'm taking my time with, but it's really fun. I think the voice acting is great. Daxter is super funny. Jack doesn't talk in this one, but from what I've seen, he does talk in like the sequels. And it's funny. The only one that I really played in the series was Daxter on PSP, which is weird since I didn't play the other ones. But I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a great game by Naughty Dog. I could see where this is like the foundation for like this franchise and how they could, improve on it on the sequels, which is what it looks like they did. So I highly recommend it. If you guys miss the original Jack and Daxter, like definitely go back and play it, man, because it's really good, and it makes me want them to do like something with the series again moving forward.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be done by Naughty Dog. I think it'll probably be done by like some other studio like they did with Sly Cooper, that they handed it off to another another developer.
Yep. All right, well, the final game on my list, I haven't played much of it yet because, I only picked it up today. And that's Bloodborne on the PlayStation 4. I'm happy to be dying over and over and over again. I don't know how to really start on this one because, well, if you look on Metacritic right now, it has a 93 overall. It deserves that 93 overall. The game looks gorgeous. The combat feels great. That extra little burst of speed that we spoke about before compared to Dark Souls 2 really helps it quite a bit, in my opinion. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this game yet.
That's great to hear, especially after like the reception that The Order got, and like Drive Club got, and even Infamous. Like we were talking about that earlier, that some people were disappointed by it. This is like the first like universally
praised PS4 game.
PS4 exclusive.
Yeah.
Because like Knack was, I enjoyed Knack, but Knack was Knack. Killzone Shadowfall was, a launch title. Infamous, it wasn't, I guess It didn't live up to people's expectations. Drive Club was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
The Order 1886, I think, was unfairly judged.
Yep.
Um, but this seems like this is the first one out of the gate, which is weird to say. This is like the first, system seller,
Yeah.
and it's a game from Software.
Mm-hmm.
Which who would have thought this? Out of all the games, this would be the game that you want to buy a PS4 for.
Yeah, brutally difficult action RPG, essentially.
Yeah.
Where you're going to die more times than you're going to succeed.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I said, it's great. The game, as I mentioned, looks gorgeous. Like, there's been a few times I've stopped and just looked around. And the detail on your character as well, like the clothing. As you're going through enemies on this one, like, you're not really fighting undead or dead enemies, like skeletons and whatnot, like you were in Dark Souls. So
Hmm.
there's quite a bit of blood when you're fighting enemies. Like, you hit somebody, you see blood splatter everywhere. And it gets on you. You can see it on your clothes, and it'll start to stain in really well. Like, the effects of that is just awesome.
Yeah, I watched some footage of it. I haven't played it yet because I want to finish up DMC and maybe Hotline Miami too, but it'll probably just be DMC.
Hmm.
But I don't want to play like a game like that at the same time as I'm playing DMC because they're not exactly the same, but they're somewhat similar in terms of like a hack and slash game, even if they're completely different. But just don't want to play them at the same time. I want to finish DMC up before I get to it.
Hmm. Yeah, I kind of had that opinion too with Final Fantasy Type Zero, but I just couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing I don't have anything really for April and May. I don't
Hmm.
have anything now until Batman, really. So
Yeah.
usually plenty of time to actually devote time to both Type Zero and Bloodborne.
Hmm.
That pretty much
So
does it
yeah.
for me. So it's
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing it.
mhm. Well worth it. So pick it up, everybody. Go support PlayStation. Uh, Going into the been watching section, I'll just breeze through mine quickly here. Been watching The Last Man on Earth. Very funny take on the post-apocalyptic scenario. Great humor with a bit of really like depressing nature into it as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, I thought that was really great. Then there's the superhero stuff. Arrow has been phenomenal. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been top tier awesome. And The Flash last week, dear God, that could have been like a season finale the way they did that episode. It was just great. Um, and also been watching iZombie. First episode of that came out last week. That's really cool. I'd recommend that. And of course, The Walking Dead, which has had a really good episode last weekend. The season finale is next week, unfortunately.
Hmm. I kind of lost track of where I was. Like I try to go back and see where I was, but I don't even know what episode I left off. Like I tried looking it up and I was just confused. I was like, where did I leave off? It's somewhere in not this last season, but the season before that. So
Mhm. That pretty much does it for me on the binge watching thing. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy again.
still need to see that. So yeah, I guess I'll just go through my stuff.
Mhm.
First thing I got here is Ouija, or like the movie based on the Ouija board.
Huh.
I watched that. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was, like a teen horror movie. Not like teen meaning like it's a kiddie movie, but like
Mhm.
had teenagers in it. But I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. It wasn't the greatest horror movie, but it was entertaining. I've also been watching Expedition Unknown, which is a show by what's his name? Josh Gates. He did a Destination Truth on the Sci-Fi Channel, if I'm not mistaken, and now he's doing this new TV series. And it's entertaining. It's pretty much like a modern day Indiana Jones. So I enjoy like those types of TV shows. And the last thing is the latest episode of Powers, which I'm really enjoying so far. I don't know if you had a chance to see that yet, but I'm really enjoying the series so far. I think the latest episode came out today. I need to catch up on that.
Cool. Cool.
So that's it for me.
And in the Ben reading section, we actually have been reading something because I read the first issue of Howard the Duck. Marvel's new series on him. It's good. I would recommend it. Really funny. There's a couple of cameos from other Marvel characters. Yeah, just a really fun read, and I'm looking forward to where that series is going to go.
Nice.
Alright, so that brings us to shameless self-promotion. Got anything?
No, I think the last video I did was my pickups for Nintendo of February. I've been meaning to do like a PlayStation pickup for February. I know we're like already almost in April. But every time I try to do one, just something was off. Like, I don't know. So I'll probably do that sometime soon. I'm just not like, putting up videos that often. I'm just playing games or just, going out, relaxing or whatever. Nothing that I could think of at the moment. Maybe something later this week, maybe not. And that'll be at youtube.com/IzzyPacheco89. And that's pretty much it for me.
Cool. Oh, I don't really have much either because since the last podcast, the only thing I've really put up has been my live streams of Tales from the Borderlands Episode 2. So if you missed my live streams of those, you can go check them out on the old YouTube. And by now, I'm not sure when this podcast will be going up, but I might have a stream of Bloodborne possibly gone up. So, yeah. And I'm hoping to get some more videos done soon. I just haven't been feeling the greatest as of late, so... So, yeah. Expect more soon from me as well.
Sweet.
And, of course, questions and comments, we have none, as per usual, so...
Oh, man.
So, guys, please write in and tell us. Yeah, you can write in as well. I don't really care. Contact us somehow.
Send the actual letter.
Yeah.
Smoke signals.
We'll take anything. Let us know about, what you think of remasters and remakes and HD upgrades, all that fun stuff. Or any of the topics that we went over this week in the news section, and what games you're excited about in the month of April.
Yeah. Brother.
Oh, I should also say for the shameless self-promotion, WrestleMania is this coming Sunday, so do expect another episode of the International Spot in the very near future as well over on ECW James's channel. You can find the link to his channel in the description below this video.
Brother.
So, without ado, Izzy, why don't you take us away?
Okay, brother. No. So, yeah, thanks, guys, for checking out the show. As Lord X said, if you want to check out any of our other affiliated shows, check the description box down below. Leave us comments, questions, concerns, whatever you want to talk about in the show. There was a lot of news we went over. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.